If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Welcome, family, to another episode of Something to Say. I'm your host, Stan B. In this episode, I got my man, Blind Phuri, my co-host, partner in crime, with me, so we can talk about these different topics, everything from the Asian attacks on down to the oldest living juvenile lifer to be released from prison. Yeah, so look, if you're ready to ride with me, come on, let's go. Thank you for listening. Welcome, family, to another episode of Something to Say. I'm your host, Stan B, and alongside me, I got my man, 50 Grand.
Yeah.
What's going on, man? Blind Phuri, for those who don't know.
You know,
Short B for those who don't know. So let's go. But yeah, this app we're gonna get into these little topics, man. And,
right.
I said I'm gonna make things like first of all, hold up before we get into all of that. First of all, disclaimer, right now, this is one of those free zone episodes. Right. So free zone episode, I'm going to say, is one of those episodes where you smoke, you drink, whatever, just in your zone, doing your thing. So we're going to do this podcast. That's what we doing right now, just doing what we do. All right. So you just in case you hear lighters flicking and all that kind of stuff, whatever. Right. So here we go. But I said this episode was gonna have some topics, man, and I was gonna change my style of how I do some of this stuff by adding the backgrounds and different things, so we can, kind of drill on the topics a little bit more. So that means when I do these things, or when we do these things, I have to do a little bit more research. You know what I'm saying? Not just pick the topics like I was doing before. So we're gonna start off with these Asian attacks, man, and everybody know about the situation with the spas and that tragedy with the spas. That's just one horrible incident of the buildup that has been already going on with the attack and invasion. So let me give you a little background on some of that, man. The attack of Asians, it has been a disproportionate amount of women as targets, and nearly 3,800 incidents were reported over the course of a year, and that's according to some agency called Stop AAPI Hate. And they say that's slightly higher than the 2,800 hate incidents nationwide over a 5-month period. And 68% of women make up that share of the report, and that's compared to 29%. Of men. Now, Asian women are 2 to 3 times more likely to report hate incidents than men. Right. So, what do you think about this? Now, I'm gonna tell you what I think as far as like the hate against them over the past year. I think that came from a higher place, and when I say a higher place, I'm talking about in government, when they started labeling the virus a China virus and all that kind of stuff. And so, because you can't look at any Asian and tell whether they from China, Japan, any type of Fiji or any of those other type of places. You see what I'm saying? So, to say that, and they say it originated from China. So then you give people that red light to just like target all Asians because of the fact of them being Asian. You see what I'm saying? Labeling them like people that I guess brought the China virus over here, quote unquote, that type of thing. That type of mind thinking. That's how I believe that the hate and the all that extra,
Right.
extra stuff towards Asians, the beating them up and then possibly killing them and doing other kind of stuff that they done to them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think he come from that, among other things, just already natural born hate with some of the stuff that they've done, skinheads and stuff like that. But what you think about that whole targeting the Asians and hurting them and killing them and all that kind of stuff? Like, it's crazy, dog.
It's beyond crazy. But let me be, for what I'm about to say, let me put this out there first. I'm what you would consider a realist.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to tell you how I see it from my point of view.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? It's a tragedy.
Right.
But it's a tragedy to see it, when you see it happen to your own culture.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tragedy and you think like, why?
Right. Yeah.
But then when you see it happen to another culture, but from the same, I guess, dominant as they see race.
Right.
Not because I don't want to call out each, it's not each individual Caucasian. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But some representatives of that race think that they're dominant. So for them to do that to another race, other than what's been the norm, you understand what I'm saying?
And the norm has always been basically white versus black.
When you think of racism, that's what you automatically think of. You think of white versus black. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. And
usually the white being the more dominant,
right?
And the black being the victim,
right?
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But to see another race endure what we had to endure simply because of your, I don't even know to say the skin tone or the way that you look or your nationality, all of the above.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
All of the above, right? Just the difference of not looking like you. You see what I'm saying?
Right. And thinking that you have some type of seniority or superiority over them.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right. And I think when you take away when you take away that whole thing about skin color and ethnicity and all of that, then you realize that underneath all of that, you're human. And I think that's what they overlook by doing what they do. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're saying that you're a special kind of human. And even though I know that that's not a truth, not my truth, because I know that even the world that was created and birthed came from a place where it was people that looked like me. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But I don't flaunt that in everybody's face as I'm better than everybody else, or my race is better than everybody else because of that. You see what I'm saying?
How can you be better than something that's just the same?
Right. True indeed.
Answer me that question.
Yeah.
You flip everybody inside out, we are just the same.
Right.
Tell me how you can be better than somebody who's just the same.
Right.
You got two duplicates of the same exact thing. Which one is better? That's redundant to even ask the question.
Right.
Because the answer is going to be they both hold special qualities.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's
just
crazy.
pause on that for a second. Yeah, because I went there with that one. Yeah, that's crazy right there.
Yeah, but I just that whole Asian thing is just sad. Just like you said, like to see another culture go through that, just simply because they look different or because of stereotypes or something that you believe concerning a virus that that may have derived from that region or area. Like none of that means anything. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, these people are human, man. These people work, got kids, bleed, go through pain and suffering and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And when it comes to that virus, it don't matter where it came from. It's relentless. It's non-discriminatory. It's gonna catch whoever it catch. Right. You see what I'm saying? With no mercy. Don't worry about no regard to anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Me and the virus got a lot of things in common. But the one thing we got in common, we got in common? He don't see nothing. He going to attack whatever he can get to. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And in certain situations I be in, I don't see nothing, but I'm gonna attack whatever I can get to. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? No, but but the Asian thing. But you think about it, we've been seeing it our whole lives. It just ain't never came to Front Street until now. Right. Because I'm reminded of back when Men's Society, when Old Dog killed the Korean dude behind the counter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And for our honesty, for nothing.
For nothing,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt. Just to kill him. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah, just to kill him. Right. Yeah, so they have suffered their own discrimination and abuse at both black and white. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just.
But I remember during that time, the director of that movie, whoever wrote that movie, got backlash from the Asian community about that scene, or the Korean community. Yeah, the Korean. I think it was the Korean community about that scene. You know what I'm saying?
Because I think at the time it was a lot of a lot of Korean people that own businesses in LA. Mainly I think they got a little monopoly on the hair and. All them little spots like that, you know what I'm saying?
And they came together like that for a movie. Now it's happening in real life. Them agents came together. They was talking to the president directly on the news. What are you going to do, sir? You understand? That's direct speech, B. I mean, we need action on this right now.
Right now. No
you know
doubt.
What I'm saying?
No doubt. But look, because we're gonna tackle a couple of joints, So now we're gonna switch gears. Switch gears. Do you check the Grammys out? Are you into the Grammys? I'm not a Grammy guy. Do you peep out like what might be going on? Some music, maybe some hip hop.
See, I don't listen to mainstream hip hop music, so I don't know really know what's going on. So the Grammys, I don't even know what that award represents. So I really can't say I'm into that.
Right. Now. Back when I was kind of on that thing, I wasn't really into the Grammys like that. I more so was liking stuff like the Source Awards and
I was into that
stuff like that, like
the BET
Awards, Soul Train. I would check it out. You know what I'm saying? Mainly the BET because they had the cipher and all that. Think Soul Train might have had something going on with that, but. That was the thing that drew me in because I'm a hip hop head. So, R&B, I love it. Yeah, cool. But, I was mainly there to check out the hip hop head. But, man. But this whole thing, they have a whole spill on a situation, with a performance. Right. I don't know if you ever heard this song by Cardi B. It's called WAP. WAP.
I've heard it. It had a lot of controversy.
A lot of controversy, right. Okay. Now, she performed alongside another female, Megan Thee Stallion. Right. Both of them hot, you know what I'm saying, as far as looks and, music go, you know what I'm saying, billboards and all that kind of stuff. Now, they performed on the Grammys. And it that drew a lot of controversy. So let me kick a little background, just a small little background. But at the 63rd annual Grammy Awards hosted by Trevor Noah, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion performed their number one song together, WAP. And some viewers deemed the performance inappropriate and prompted dozens of calls from the FCC. So my question is, homie, what do you think?
This is what I think. You get what you pay for. And I'm going to tell you this right here. They paid Carly B and Megan Stallion